admission into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve today. Now, for your safety, make sure you stay fully seated throughout the entire safari, because it does get quite bumpy on these roads. If we're stopped like this, please stay seated as well, just because we might start our movement at any time. We are going to be mostly moving through the reserve. We're just going to be able to stop for a few seconds at a time, so make sure you have cameras and phones ready to go if you'd like to take photos. Lots of really incredible African animals live here on the reserve. There's an animal spotting guide right above your head for reference. Just take a look up there. Every single one of those animals has been spotted at one time or another on the reserve. Hopefully we'll get to see a lot of them ourselves today. We might even see animals that aren't on the guide at all. Who knows? But we usually have really great luck. Get to see a lot of things. Now we are getting our all clear from the warden, so we are safe to head right into the reserve. So let's get started here. Now we're going to start off in the Little Ituri Forest. Directly ahead there, it's going to be on our left, is a type of forest antelope. They're called greater kudu. Those ones are females. Males have horns and females don't. It's a really easy way to tell them apart. The light tan coloring there is their natural camouflage. You can see they blend in really well without coloring. On the right is an okapi. Really interesting looking animals. They probably remind you a bit of a zebra with those stripes, but an okapi is the cousin of a giraffe. If you see its head, it's really similar to a giraffe's head, just the shape of it. And so that's one of the more obvious similarities between the two cousins. And another similarity are their tongues. They have long tongues. They can reach 18 inches in length, which is how they grab their food. That's how they get the leaves and branches from the trees. Well, take a look here in the watering hole. There's a black rhino. So black rhinos are about 3,000 pounds. And they can charge at 35 miles an hour as well. Really awesome to see one up so close like this. These animals are very rare. There's less than 5,000 of them in the entire world, unfortunately. So we're getting a really amazing look right here. The rhinos have been poached for an extremely long time because of the fact that many cultures believe rhino horns can be used as medicine. A rhino's horn is made of keratin, and that's the same thing our fingernails and hair are made of. Oh, there's a hippo on the bank here, Nile Hippopotamus. Really massive animals as well, actually bigger than the black rhino. They can weigh 5,000 pounds. Males can reach 5,500 pounds. Hippos are nocturnal, so they sleep a lot during the day. So you can definitely see here. Now this is actually pretty cool. Usually you'll see a hippo submerged in the water. Although, we're getting lucky to see it out on the bank. Gives you an idea of how massive they are. They stay in the water just to keep from overheating during the day. Moving there a little bit.
Where's the baby hippo?
I don't know. We can take a look. We're not guaranteed to see it, of course, but we can take a look for sure here on the left half of the river. We can look on the banks up ahead. Hopefully we can catch a glimpse of it. Over here on the island are some pink-backed pelicans. That name comes from the color they develop during mating season. Their wingspan is about 9 feet. Alright, let's take a look down here, see if we can spot anything else. Now on our left, these guys are about 16 to 17 feet long and they weigh about 500 pounds. That makes them the second largest species of crocodilian. Their jaws are so strong that they can crush the bones of any type of animal. Usually crocodiles just eat fish. They've also been known to attack anything that crosses their path, including animals much larger than themselves. So usually good to give them just a bit of space. Alright, we're going to head out of the forest into a very different landscape, the savanna. Home to some of Africa's most famous, recognizable animals. So you might see familiar faces out there if you haven't already. The savanna is also big open grassland, so not too many trees blocking our way. Coming upon one of the best views in the reserve, the savanna overlook. You can already see a lot of different types of animals, actually. Oh, some giraffes in the distance there. All the way in the distance there by the trees. We'll head over in that area in just a minute. But let's see what else we can find as we head down the winding road over here. But we should get a really close look at the giraffes. Tallest mammals in the whole world. black-bearded wildebeest here. It's a really big group of them. You can see a big group of them laying down there and a couple a little closer to us. They have the largest herds of any mammal in the whole world. You might find them in herds of thousands and thousands. Most animals in the savannah tend to stick together in groups. That's how they can stay safe in the big open grasslands here. There's actually 2 baby antelope a little further back as well. They are Patterson's eland, those tan antelope there. Now, an adult Patterson's eland is the largest antelope in the savannah. A male can be about 6 feet tall and can weigh about 2,000 pounds. Maybe we can get a closer look. I'm sure there'll be some female, or maybe some males as well. See if we can find some adults around there. Oh, looks like the younger ones are kind of running in this direction there. Oh, there's some hyenas over here on our left, right up by the cave. Some of the predators of the savannah, spotted hyenas. Now, hyenas are a matriarchal society. In their clans, the females outrank the males. Now, they kind of look like dogs, but they're actually from a totally different family, from a family called Hyenae, and they're more closely related to animals like badgers. So you can kind of see the resemblance there. That might be the mothers of the young ones here. These big cones along the path, these are termite mounds, which are made of dirt, saliva, and dung. A lovely mixture that is very similar to cement. These are really solid structures. The home of termites, of course. Lots of other animals benefit from them as well in the savannah. Elephants like to scratch their backs against there sometimes. And you might catch an antelope perched on a smaller termite mound just to get a better view. Not every animal does have that same incredible height advantage like a giraffe has. We're getting closer to that group. A group of giraffes is called a tower. Pretty fitting term for them, just because they are so tall. They're going to be usually around 18 to 20 feet when they're fully grown. And a baby giraffe is just about 6 feet tall right when it's born. Now the wildebeest over here, you can see when they lay down and when they sleep, they face in all different directions, so they have the whole area covered. They can see a predator approaching from any side. There's a springbok here on the right, a really tiny antelope, some of the smallest in the savannah, but also some of the fastest mammals in the world. A springbok can run 50 to 60 miles an hour, makes them one of the top 10 fastest land mammals. There's a pretty big group of them here. Both male and female springbok have those black horns, and the male's horns tend to be just a bit thicker and longer. That can be one way to tell them apart, because they do all have that very similar pattern on their coats there. Now, speaking of horns, these are Ampoli cattle. Their horns can reach 3 to 4 feet in length sometimes. Now, they're really big, but they're actually very light. They have a honeycomb-like structure inside those horns, which helps the cattle regulate their body temperature. These are the only domesticated animals that live on the reserve, so you might see them on farms in Africa as well. They go by the name Watusi cattle sometimes, and that name comes from the group of people who first domesticated them. So it looks like part of the tower of the giraffes is all the way in the distance on the right there, and there's a couple pretty close to us here. Now these are Maasai giraffes. You can tell by the jagged edges they have around their spots, so that's unique to the Maasai. Every giraffe spot pattern is completely unique as well, just like a human's fingerprints, so everybody's kind of got their own unique pattern. So they're about 18 to 20 feet in the air, gives them a pretty incredible advantage over predators. And they have amazing eyesight as well. You can really see them approaching from quite a distance. If any danger does get a little bit too close to a giraffe, they can run 30 to 35 miles an hour to get away as well. The male mandrill is actually the largest monkey in the world. He weighs about 100 pounds, and they have blue and red faces, so that's their defining feature. The males especially have really vibrant colors on their faces, and when they get excited, those colors get even brighter. So just like our faces might flush if we get really excited. Mandrills have really sharp teeth that when those teeth are bared, it's seen as a defensive gesture, but between mandrills, it's seen as a friendly gesture, like they're smiling at each other. Now, there's a watering hole kind of close to this area, and I was told that a herd of female elephants was spotted pretty recently over there. We're gonna check it out. Hopefully they'll still be around. Now, elephants don't always stay in the same area for very long, so they may have migrated on, but hopefully we'll get lucky to maybe catch a glimpse of some. Elephants are also a matriarchal society, similar to hyenas, so the females outrank the males. The herd is going to be led by a matriarch, one of the older females. Now, male elephants, the adults, are usually going to be solitary, so they'll kind of go off on their own. But the females always stay together in a big herd. They're really social. No, I see footprints here on the path, so the herd must have passed through this area. And there are tusk marks here in the clay. Now elephants, they are herbivores, so they eat plants. Well, they have really big bodies. They are average about 8,000 to 10,000 pounds. So they need to eat a lot of plants to give themselves lots of energy. They eat about 350 pounds a day. They don't get all the nutrients they need from plants. So to stay healthy, elephants eat clay as well. They get some lots of nutrients and minerals in their diet. Helps them balance it out. So those tusk marks, I'm sure they were eating some clay. Whoa, take a look. There's actually a giraffe really, really close to us here on the right. Really amazing. Look at it there. We can see that long tongue as well. Well, no, it's not there for a second. Those tongues are about 18 inches, just like their cousins, the okapis. Gives them almost 2 extra feet of height to reach up in the trees and grab the brush. Really good look at them there. Actually, another similarity between giraffes and okapis are the things on the top of their head. They're called ossicones. So they're flesh-covered bones that come out of the top of their skull. Okapis have those ossicones as well. They look a little different than a giraffe's ossicones, but it's that same idea. They do have so many similarities here. Really different at first glance. Now on the island here, these are greater flamingos, one of the largest types of flamingos. Their color comes from their diet. They eat mostly brine shrimp, which is rich in beta-carotene. It gives their feathers that lovely color. There are some baby flamingos as well in the group here. There's one kind of closer to us on this side of the island. It's a little smaller, more white and gray, especially on the top of their head. So they have those baby feathers still. But there's a little pink forming on their wingtips, a little bit on their legs too. So they're just getting enough shrimp in their diet to turn them full pink. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Great word for them. If you look on the left, there's a couple of them. Both, just like there's one of them there. Cheetahs are the fastest of all the land mammals. They can run 60, sometimes 70 miles an hour at full speed. Running that fast requires a lot of energy and strength. So they can only keep up that speed for a few hundred yards, but it still makes them incredibly effective hunters, as I'm sure you can imagine. So there's 2 here, hopefully you can see. There's certainly one standing and then one all the way on the left of the hill there. Cheetahs are a little different than most cats. They hunt during the day. A lot of cats usually hunt at night, and a really good example of that is a lion. Now right through the trees here, there's a big rock formation. We're going to head all the way around it. This is called a kopie. And on kopies in the savannah, you usually spot lions. I think I see one sleeping up there. Lions are typically inactive during the day. They sleep up to 16 to 20 hours a day to rest for their evening activities, which is when they hunt. Lions have incredible night vision. It's about 6 times better than a human's vision at night, so darkness doesn't affect the lion at all. They can see totally fine, but it helps them sneak up on prey. Oh, there's a female up there. I think I see a male as well. Oh, there's a couple females. Let's see if we can get a view, maybe without the glare of the sun there. So the female lions are the ones that hunt. They work together as a pride to get the prey. Lions are some of the only big cats that hunt as a group. A lot of big cats are usually solitary hunters. But lions, they don't have the speed of something like a cheetah, so they're more successful as a group. Oh, there's actually a white rhino there on our right in the distance as well. That's the type of rhino that lives out here in the savannah. Much bigger than a black rhino like the one we saw in the forest. They're about twice the size. They can reach 5,000 pounds. Let's get a really good look at the lions here. I thought I saw a male. Yeah, there's a male up there as well. He's definitely snoozing. A pretty amazing look at the females here, especially. Wow, so cool. A little movement from the male there. Now lions love the kopie just for that height advantage. About probably a couple miles they can see up there. And it's a great place to sleep during the day as well in the sun. This is a water buck really close to us here. It's a type of antelope. A lot of antelope can go pretty long periods of time without drinking water, but not a water buck. They are always near a water source. They drink lots and lots of water. This one's a female. The males have horns, females don't, so similar to the greater kudu that we saw in the forest. Oh, the white rhino's really close to the path here. And another type of antelope as well. They are called bontebok, with beautiful glossy looking coats. Now, a white rhino's name comes from the shape of his mouth. If you look at this guy, he's got a really wide, flat mouth. In Afrikaans, the word "vite" means wide, and that's why we call them white rhinos.
Oh, wow.
And there are some ostrich eggs right there as well. Really big eggs there. They can weigh about 3 pounds each. Wow, such a cool look at the white rhino here. So those definitely belong to ostriches just because they're so big. Biggest eggs for the biggest birds. Ostriches are the largest birds in the whole world. They are going to be usually around 9 to 10 feet tall. That would be just about eye level with us up here on the truck. And then an ostrich is a flightless bird. They cannot fly through the air. Just a bit too big and heavy for that. But they can run super fast, about 40 to 45 miles an hour with those big powerful legs. Their wings are just there to help them steer while they run. Another type of bird there on the right by the water, they're called yellow-billed storks. And they are carnivorous birds. They eat fish, frogs, snakes sometimes. Sometimes other small birds as well. Pretty much anything that happens to cross their big yellow bill, they are probably going to be eating it. Their wingspan can reach about 5 to 5.5 feet as well. Pretty big birds. Not as big as an ostrich for sure, but definitely some pretty big ones. Alright, these gates that we are crossing through here mark the very edge of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. So that means our safari is going to be coming to an end here in just a moment. We're going to head back down the path toward the outskirts of the village of Harambe, and I'll drop you guys off at the warden's post up ahead. That way your adventures here in Animal Kingdom can continue. I'd like to say Asante Sana to everybody, which means thank you. So Asante Sana, thanks for joining me out there on the reserve today. I hope everyone got the chance to spot some of their favorite animals, and maybe something that you've never heard of before or never seen up close or in real life. And I hope that you maybe learned something new about an animal as well. We're just nearing the outskirts of the village here. I'll be dropping you guys off in just a second. Make sure you double check your rows. You don't want to leave anything behind. It was a little bumpy out there. Make sure you check to make sure nothing fell out of your pockets. And keep in mind, no two safaris are ever quite the same, so hopefully we'll see you guys here again at some point, maybe later on today as well, as long as you're in line before 8 o'clock. Get to go on the safari once more. Alright, looks like we're all set to part ways here. Now, we don't like to say goodbye when we part ways, because it's just a bit too sad and final. Instead, we say Kwaherini, a Swahili phrase that means go well. Kwaherini, everybody. Go well.